Welcome back to the realm of Final Fantasy XIV. I'm your host Naka, and today we're going to be taking a look at the Copied Factory. This is the 24-man raid that was added in patch 5.1 of Final Fantasy XIV, and it's the Nier Automata inspired raid. Now, not only are the 24-man raids generally my favorite content anyway, but that it's Nier Automata inspired, good stuff. So as usual, the commentary is going to be live. I am going to be trying to do some amount of editing to try to speed this along, but otherwise, let's sit back and enjoy the ride. There we go. Took a little while. Guess the DPS just aren't on right now. Had me worried. So the Copied Factory has the same formula, I guess, as raids up until now. It's boss adds, boss adds, boss, boss. First things first, we gotta figure out who the cutest person in the group is. I don't like anybody. That's right, I'm judging your players. So the start of Copied Factory is actually... I shouldn't say the start. Copied Factory as a whole is very similar to the intro of Nier Automata. Kind of that intro mission that got you feeling of what was going on. So it's overall neat stuff, though. It's a veritable who's who. And this unassuming guy, right here in the beginning, jumping off a ledge, is our first boss. I feel like a lot of people get here and think this is just an ad, but it is not. So as usual, you have just a moment at the start of the fight in order to start getting your crap off. Clanging Blow, I believe, is a tank buster. Be careful, because one of the first things they're going to be doing is all the little lads are going to show up and start shooting little bolts out across the arena. Clanging Blow, that wasn't Clanging Blow, it was Forceful Impact, there we are, is raid damage. You also saw the Energy Bombardment, that's just a bunch of random targeted AoEs. Energy Assault, do not stand in front of the boss. It'll usually turn towards the group, and then you get to see how many people die. I actually really like the fights in Copied Factory, because they remind me a lot more of the gameplay from Automata. Specifically, that it's more based on reaction and dodging. There's not a lot of weird mechanics like you must have 3 people stand in this AoE or it will kill everyone kind of thing. So this is systematic targeting. The same ads will come back and you'll see a target reticle appear on a number of people. The lasers, or the targeting lasers, will follow those players, but not immediately. A centrifugal spin is an AoE lined up with it. Like it'll hit on it, directly in front of it, and directly behind it. But with the systematic targeting, so just kind of stay out of the way of the targeting lasers. If you're targeted by it, since it lags behind you a little bit, you can just get out of the way. Try to find a good place to be for this. So you see the arrows on the ground. That's the direction these little things are going to move. And after a brief moment of moving, they'll start spouting out AoEs. Or not AoEs, damage. Be very careful, because it's very easy to get hit by that. You can't just say stand behind one, like right here, one of the two on either side of you can still hit you pretty easily. So I found it easiest to just kind of get off to the side. Okay, so watch these. One guy will come down, they'll shoot a laser, then the other guy will shoot. So they shoot, and then you get over here to get out of the way of that one. I missed the name of a lot of these, but you see a lot of the names come up. I'll try to mention them as I can if I'm not talking about something else. Forceful impact, there we go. Ray damage again. Systematic siege, I think that's the one where they all just kind of come down and start shooting at you. Yeah. Then energy bombardment, so we're going to have a bunch of AoEs land on us that we can just get out of the way of. Systematic targeting, so we're going to get the lasers again, while we're dealing with just kind of moving around a little bit to get out of the way of those. Clanging blow, there is our tank buster again. Man, somebody doesn't know what the crap. I don't know if I want to be on the left or the right-hand side of it. Side-striking spin is a lot like centrifugal spin, only it hits on either side of him instead of directly in front of him. So you want to be lined up with the boss. Forceful impact, there's the tank buster again. This is a pretty set pattern. I don't think there's a lot in the way of randomness to which moves the boss uses. Systematic airstrike, that's the one again where they're going to come down and do this. So that's where I look at the arrows and I know this guy is going to be moving that way, so if I stand like about here, I should be safe pretty much entirely from the AoEs. And then you get Shockwave. The second time he does the airstrike, you'll get Shockwave in the middle of it, which shoves you back some. Which is another reason why it's nice to be just butted up against a wall, so you don't have to worry about it. Admittedly, that's much harder for melee DPS. It makes me really glad that I'm not a melee DPS anymore. So this is a bunch of consecutive circles. You just want to wait for the first one to hit and then get in where the first one was before the second one can hit again. Energy Assault, that's the one where it's going to be a big ol' conal thing. You can kind of see a big electrical mark on the ground for where it's actually just doing damage. You don't have to worry about getting hit by the orbs for that one. It's just, no, if you're standing there, you get hit. Systematic suppression, is that... I think that's the... No, that's these guys, okay. The second time they do this is a little bit different from the first. You see two groups come down, so you still want to dodge out of the first, but you have to line up the one safe spot from the second one, since there's two lasers that time. Tank buster again. Raid damage, my mistake. This is mostly the fight, though. I mean, we're pretty much at the end. But it's pretty much all a set of common mechanics and similar mechanics that once the boss has gone through the rotation once, there's just kind of a slight change to him the second time around. Treasure chest drops 2 pieces of equipment. I don't need either of these, but you can see it's a item level 460. I like the gear in this because it's Automata inspired. You can see me sporting the ranged body piece for it. But it's Automata inspired gear. Like Yorha, I should say. Yorha inspired gear. So the female gear looks kind of like 2B inspired, and then the male gear looks kind of 9S inspired. But it's not like just, it's 2B's gear, it's 9S's gear. They just give you 2B's gear if you want it. Also, 2P is following around. 2P is 2B, but white. I like the play on the name because I think it was a fighting game or something where if you... It was 2B's alt color, you could play as 2B in it. And 2B's alt color was white, so people started calling the character 2P. So this first bit is easy because just a bunch of small stubbies. You can just group them all up and AoE them down. Nothing fancy. Once they're all dead, a couple more will spawn, but not the small stubbies. You'll get 4 small flyers, 2 small bipeds, and a multi-leg medium. I always get in one of the corners and kill the small flyers. Because the small flyers are going to be shooting these bullets out the entire time. So if you want to stand in the middle, you're just going to be dancing around a ton of bullets the entire time. And I find if you're standing in the corner, very few in the way of bullets come over there. So I kind of start by focusing on the small flyers and just kind of whittle them down, work my way around the arena. And then once all of them are done, hopefully the bipeds and the multi-leg medium model are kind of grouped up there in the middle so you can come in and AoE them down. Everybody always ignores the small bipeds, they're always the last to die. Except this time, I guess, shut me up. And the multi-leg medium model will shoot out the big directional AoE every now and then. Pretty easy to dodge. Like, there's not a lot to that one other than just don't stand in crap. It's more a matter of I tend to prioritize the flyers along the outside, just to kind of ease up on the shooting, because they don't move, so you're going to have to go to them to kill them anyway. With the first group of ads done, we're on our way to the second boss. Which, this is actually a really neat boss, and I'll do my best to show it off right, but showing off the fight actually makes it harder to tell what's going on. You can see you're grouped up into your individual parties, so we have one big area here that has our party in it. A. B is over there, and C is over there. Each group is going to have to deal with different mechanics. Most mechanics are common, but there is one kind of gimmick, one group gimmick. Hit the wrong button. So you got Hobbs there in the middle. Laser resistance test is just raid damage. So even though Hobbs is in the middle and he's the one that you're attacking, you want to look backwards to see what exactly you have to do to not die. Okay, so for this one, you saw the small AoE in the circle? Get near one of these corners of the safe spot. And then just move a little bit in. And then just move a little back out. Makes dodging that one super easy. The others are going to be dealing with different mechanics that we're going to have to deal with eventually. So, not everybody's dealing with the same thing at the same time. So you can see they're dealing with the pounding now. Dropping down a big square over there. We'll see that mechanic soon enough. Wow, I was not... That's why I like keeping the camera backwards, because boy was I not paying attention. We saw these light up, and we just have to get out of the way. Ring laser is another neat one. So there'll be kind of concentric rings. So you can stand like right outside of one, then move where it was after the first one hits to dodge the rest of them. I understand I'm completely ignoring my like mid flourish. That's mostly because I'm kind of bad at remembering to do it anyway, but also talking is distracting me. So as much as I love keeping the camera turned around to see what everybody else is dealing with, I need to see what the heck I'm doing. So I think we're going to be dealing with the cube. So this thing pounds. Don't stand directly in front of any of the faces because they will fall on you. And then you get all these lines. The tank needs to run up and grab all of them, because all the little robots in the middle are going to run towards them and blow up. You'll want to use a cooldown or perhaps your invulnerability to eat those, because those 4 explode. One of those guys will murder a non-tank. Like, straight up, it will kill a non-tank. I love the dialogue this boss is saying. Okay, there is our party's gimmick. Just 2 big line AoEs. Don't stand in the one that's gonna light. And then it alternates and does the one you were standing in. Pretty easy. The other groups, C doesn't have it too bad. You can see a bunch of various rings over there. The damage it'll make the outside do damage, and then the inside of the rings do damage. So like you want to be standing on the little circles to avoid the outside damage, and then off the little circles for the inside damage. Kill me. So we're going to start mixing mechanics now. So we all had a big AoE put on us, which just means mostly don't overlap, and the healer is going to have to help you heal up after the fact. But then also at the same time we're dealing with the AoEs along the bottom. There's the fire thing lighting up, so you want to stand in the middle. Other parties are over there having fun. So I tend to stand off to the side. I'm not entirely sure why. I think it makes it easier to deal. Personally, I think it makes it easier to deal with a lot of the mechanics. But it's also to keep in mind, if your party wipes, the healers in other parties can't reach you if you're not standing right near the edge. So it is a pretty common occurrence to have one party wipe, and they just have to not participate in the rest of the fight. So there we saw the ring lasers again at the same time as our individual group's gimmick. Look, just stand somewhere. Stand somewhere that won't kill me. Okay, looks like it's dropping the box. Don't stand in front of the panel. Let the tank grab all of them. Oh, we're gonna have a fun time next. So that was C's gimmick. B's gimmick, everybody hates being Group B in this fight. Because its gimmick is, those are all rollers that they're standing on, which will move you in a direction. You'll see arrows show up, so it's easy enough to tell which direction you need to move in, or you will be moved in, but it makes it real difficult to deal with some of the mechanics. So laser sight, lining up for laser sight. Where's my cursor? Okay, now we're getting this. This one in conjunction with the ring laser, or the ground lighting up, can actually be kind of trouble. I think I managed. There we go, we did it. I hate that I do this whole fight looking backwards, because I think it's so cool being able to look out and see all the other parties fighting their own fights, dealing with their own mechanics. .1%, there we go. He was at 0.1% for a while, so I figured he was probably waiting, like he had to wait for a point to die or something. Nothing important for me. And then once dead, you can hop down the middle. There will now be a short jaunt. Before we get to the next fight. This is going to be our trash fight, I guess you could say. I like that the trash fights aren't just here's a bunch of guys, beat them up. It's usually like just much smaller fights that you still kind of have to pay attention to the flow of them. Like, hey, we gotta fight a Goliath tank. Remember that one from the carnival? So the Goliath tank has this energy ring. It'll do it like 6 times simultaneously, so be ready. It's pretty easy to dodge, though, so it's nice to... And then you'll see a bunch of tethers appear. These will be robots that race to whoever they're tethered to and explode after a set amount of time passes. I don't think you can outrun it, but just getting blown up by one doesn't hurt that bad. But mostly you just don't want to blow up everybody else, so if you get tethered by it, run to the outside. Gonna get about 6 energy rings again. So it's real easy. Since they're going to hit in order, just kind of stand on the outside of the first one, and once it goes off, get on the inside, you see all the ads running. So mostly, just don't take that over here where we all are. There we go, Goliath tank gone. But we're not done! Because they mentioned a flight unit, and apparently it's been hacked. So we gotta fight a flight unit! It's a whole new set of mechanics to deal with here. Area bombing maneuver, you'll see a bunch of people get tethered by stuff. These will cause circular AoEs. They'll move in the direction that the person was standing when the cast bar filled. Which means you can... They don't, like, follow you, though. Which means once the first AoE moves, you can get out of... Like, if you were targeted by it. Once the first AoE shows up, you can get out of the way, and they'll just move off to your side. Light Fast Blade, it's it'll hit half the arena. Just get out of the way. I have completely hecked up my rotation. So I'm going to get back on. I'm just going to wait for that to come up. I'll just get back on it. You start seeing a combination of some moves. Dodge off to one side and then use Light Fast Blade, so you actually have to run halfway across the arena. As long as you're near the flight unit when it does that, that's not that bad. 360-degree bombing maneuver is just raid damage. I like how that is just the flight unit's bomb, though. And even the light sword, like, I like how these are the things that the flight unit did. Okay, so we couldn't kill it, but that's fine. Because we knocked it around a little bit, which beat some sense back into it. So now 2P can run over and get in. So 2P is actually really important to the plot of this whole mess, so she's following along with you. And on top of that, she's also fighting alongside you. She actually does damage to the various bosses and enemies. Apparently, people have found a way to parse the damage that she does, and it's really good, actually. Like, she's usually top of the DPS list. I think she can be out DPS'd, but, like, she's a good DPS. Oh man, remember this guy. Remember this second arena behind us. We'll revisit that. This guy's great. This is my favorite fight. This is absolutely my favorite fight. Oh no, I'm off rotation. Mark Smash! Mark Smash will do a lot of different things. So you just have to keep your eye on Engels and see what exactly he's going to do. Like if he rears back his one arm, glowing red and all that, it'll hit that half the arena. It's actually cleanly divided by a line in the middle, so you can pretty easily tell what's what. A precision-guided missile is a 3-tank tank buster. It is also an AoE around the tank, so if you are a tank, get away from everybody else. I'm tired of getting hit by that. These you want to move off to the side and not leave exactly where that person left it. This guided missile, that's the kind that does follow you. So after the first AoE goes down, keep running or you will get hit by the continuous hits. That guy jumped off the edge. A diffuse laser is just raid damage. Like, you want to be way more ahead of that thing than you think you want to be. You kind of can't just dance around it. Mark Smash, both are... Okay, so when both arms light up and he raises his arms up, he's going to smash the back of the arena, which hits the whole back half of the arena, and then pulls back, leaving only a small bit in the middle of the arena that's safe. That's followed by another Mark Smash. Again, both arms are on fire, but they're raised low. These will go horizontally in, crushing the whole front half of the arena, followed by the middle of the arena, pushing back. So you need to be in the back corners for that one. Energy Barrage. That's actually going to be a laser down the middle of the arena, so get off to one side. And it's going to come at the same time as these circles, which everybody needs to stand in. If somebody isn't standing in one of these, when the orb hits, you take raid damage. And it hurts. There's not a lot of those. Please, somebody get in one. I forgot. Surface missile, I guess? Just a bunch of targeted. Precision-guided missile. There's the tank buster again. Fuse laser is another tank buster. I love this fight just for the spectacle of it. Like, I was absolutely not expecting to come in here and go, oh, we're fighting Engels. Okay. Okay, Alliance A. ABC, left, middle, center. So we go to the left, so A can fight this reverse-jointed Goliath. Don't worry about all the small bipeds. 2P will use the flight armor to bomb, and that'll kill off all the small guys. Just focus on the big one. They do need to be tanked further away from each other, or they will tether and make it really hard to kill them. Otherwise, they have a big conal AoE they'll do periodically, so also make sure they're not pointed at everybody else. This is just a DPS check, though. As long as you don't completely heck it up, it's not hard. Oh, after this, then you want to get to the back of the arena. He's after getting hit. Engels is gonna disappear for a minute. So I think you get thrown straight back, but you don't get thrown back like the whole distance, so you want to be on the back of the arena in order to land on this platform at all. Like, if you're in the middle of the arena, you'll just fly off into space and die. Mark's activation will activate these things in back. Just pay attention to them. There's two of them. Pay attention to them so you know whether they'll start in the back or the front. They started in the back this time. And they just move across, so they'll hit the middle next. And then they'll hit the front. There's the fire thing again, if you want to not put that right in the middle where everybody is. Ideally, you want to put them directly off to the left and right. Not really back in the corner, because we may have to go in that direction. And then it's still pretty much the same mechanics that we've seen in the first half of the fight, only we're going to see them again, maybe mixed it up a little bit. Get some multiple mechanics going on at the same time kind of crap. At this point, you know what the mechanics are, so now it's up to you to think on your feet. Incendiary bombing, that's going to put down the fire AoE. Mark Smash, I can't see through the explosion. Raised his arms up, so he's going to hit the back. This is why you don't want to put fire in the front. Surface Missile, Mark Smash is going to be coming on the left. Haven't seen this one in the fight. The whole first half of the fight after the first. Catch you off guard getting it again. The AoEs from the Incendiary Saturation Bombing. Get off the back half of the arena because we're going to go in through a brief DPS check. Mark's Crush, he's just going to put his saws on either side, diggers on either side. This is a DPS check. You have to break both of these before they crush you. Doing it on that side too. And then we just go right back to being able to fight. Alright, Incendiary Bombing. Run straight off to the side. Because again, if he doesn't mark Smash, you need to run either straight forward or back into the back corners. So you want to make sure those two are free, such as now. I'm hecking up so bad. Has anybody ever mentioned it's hard to talk and play video games at the same time? So I saw the Mark Smash after the little explosions. The explosions do hit before the Mark Smash hits. So if you feel like you're trapped, you're fine. Okay, guy. Surface Missile, there it is. Again, these go away before the Mark Smash would hit, so like they're gone, and then you can get on whichever side you have to in order to not get hit by his Mark Smash. I didn't call it out. Honest to goodness, I missed the that he was going to do the big laser in the middle. I only noticed because I just happened to look up and I saw the orbs fly straight up. And went, oh, I know what that's going to be. I missed it because I was busy talking about other stuff. Anyway, that's pretty much it for the Engels fight. You've seen, that's everything that'll do. Just a matter of repeating mechanics with added complexity each time. And honest to goodness, I got here the first time and I said, alright, we did it. We beat the raid. We're done. I already have the full set. Actually, I'm missing the headpiece. I think I've seen the headpiece once. Like, we're done, right? Why is this not ending? Because I don't know what you're gonna do, but it's gonna have to be good. To top friggin' Engels. Love the atmosphere of this. Look at this. And it's 9S. Alright, 9S, you've got a lot to live up to. So somebody marked 2P, that's good because you're going to need to be able to find her at quick glance later on. Neutralization is a tank buster. Laser saturation is raid damage. Get those out of the way so we know what they are when we see them later. Probably in combination with other things. Laser turret is a front directional laser. Just don't be standing directly in front of them and you're fine. I didn't catch the name of that, but it's a bunch of targeted AoEs and then the following AoEs. 4 hind cannons. Those will attack in front and behind in 90-degree angles. Dual flank cannons, off to each side in 90-degree angles. So if you were safe for one, you will absolutely not be safe for the other. Engage mark support. So we saw Engels do this. Here we see 9S is again hacking these things. So they're just going to pound the ground. So don't be standing under them in that like quadrant of 4. It's actually a circle. So you don't not only not want to be standing directly under them or under those 4. You don't even want to be standing close to those 4. Okay, so I saw the laser turret, I saw the laser saturation again. All mechanics we've already seen. If I weren't standing halfway across the arena, those would have been slightly harder to deal with. Undock. Good time for me to use Flourish. Real quick, find 2P. The opposite direction, or the opposite side of the arena that 2P's from is the direction that 9S is going to bomb from. This is way easier to dodge than I think people thought it was. So again, watch 2P. 2P goes that way, stand over here. And just watch that way. You have until these things go by before you get hit, and you can even run into the smoke a little bit to dodge the next one. And that's all you have to do. 9S will do that twice, and you're good. As long as you watch 2P to see which direction you need to move away from, that's super easy to dodge. I think one of the biggest things is people assume large sweeping dodges are necessary, and they're not at all. So those are ordered AoEs. You saw them hit in the inside and then the outside. He'll just do it twice the first time. Next time he does it, he'll do it 3 times. But if you knew it was going to hit on the inside the first time and then the outside the second time, you know you have to stand on the outside the first time, and then after the first one hits, hit the outside, or move the inside. It'll make more sense later. Okay, so he summons 2 Goliath tanks. Whoever has hate at the time will get a targeting reticle on him. There's another one over there people are working on. Also laser saturation, raid damage. If you have that target on you, you will get hit by a laser. If you're not a tank, you will die. But otherwise, just don't stand in AoEs, kill the Goliath tanks. There's going to be kill one, then kill the other. You cannot harm 9S at this point anyway. There we go, both dead. Get a little bit of deeps in on 9S for a moment, and then watch which one he tethers to. Tethers to the left one, you go to the right. And hide behind this one while that first one explodes. And then get the heck away, because this one's going to explode. Okay, we did it. Four hind cannons. I need to not be here. Laser saturation. Neutralization. I do have technical step up, but I think he's going to undock again soon, and I don't want to waste it. Yeah. Oh, he's not undocking. This is actually a DPS check. So again, ABC, left, middle, center. Ad's gonna come down, kill it. It's the first boss, only a little bit weaker. If the tank doesn't... Okay, so this thing has a tank buster, which it uses before anything else, Clanging Blow. If you are not a tank, this will kill you. When I've had lazy tanks, I have died to that many times. It also has, let's see here. This, just get in the AoE circle. It also has centrifugal spin, so don't be standing directly in front of it or behind it. Whoa. Heck was that? Heck was that? Whatever. Well, fine, whatever. Okay, so once they're all done, 2P will put up a shield. Protect you from 9S's many missiles. Still hurts. And then you got a second to do some deeps on 9S. Neutralization is the tank buster. Laser turret, don't stand in front of them. Same time all the AoEs are going off. Okay, this is the 3 for. Okay, so we're safe here for 1. In front of us for 2. Inside for 3. Dual flank, so don't be staying on its sides. Laser saturation is the tank buster. Not tank buster. Raid damage. Undocking again. Don't do anything stupid for a second. Okay, again, find 2P. Where's 2P? Where's 2P? Just gonna stay right here. Also dodge the friggin' missile. Not missile, the red squares. That's why I kind of chill near this barrier. So like when that comes down, I can real quickly get wherever it is that I gotta be. Okay, 2P's over here again. Got it easy. 2P can go to any of the 4 sides of the arena. And I think we're gonna get a final. No, we're not. Laser saturation is your tank buster. Not tank buster, raid damage. Engage mark support. So we're going to see this again. We saw it once earlier. Only this time, there are 3, which means there's only 1 safe spot. Now pay attention to what? Dual flank cannons. Dual flank cannons! We'll always do either dual flank or forehind while you're trapped in very close proximity. That's about all he does. That's pretty much the end of the fight. That last mark support was the last major mechanic. If we don't kill him, then that's just the 3 again where you move in, out, in. Or watch where they're going the order. So like you watch for the safe spot and see there's a safe spot here, safe spot there, safe spot there. So boom, boom, and then get the crap over there. Okay, so more gear that you get from the end, which I don't actually need. Wait a minute. Ah! Yeah! Finally! There's also a 9S card, which I have, so I don't need. There's a Pod 054 minion, which I already have. There's the number 2 Type B material storage crate. This is 2B's outfit. They just gave you 2B's outfit at the end, and it's amazing. And then the Weight of the World and City Ruins orchestral rolls. But they just straight up give you 2B's outfit. It's unisex, both genders can wear it. It's not tweaked or changed or anything. It's just 2B's outfit. Because I'm sure they knew going into this that everybody was sitting back going, they better give us 2B's outfit. They darn well better give us 2B's outfit. And they probably thought, you know, we could, like, maybe give them, like, an altered version of 2B's outfit that's different for the different jobs. And then somebody said, they just want 2B's outfit. Just give them 2B's outfit. So they did. And that's Copied Factory! This is super cool. I love this raid. The plot for this whole thing is going places. I'm so excited for the future of this raid series. I really want to see where they go and what they do from here, because there's so much from Nier Automata that I want to see, that I want them to put in, and I know they can't put all of it in, but I also want them to do new weird stuff, because it's Nier Automata. It's Nier in general. It's gonna get weird. And I want them to go all in. I don't want it to be predictable. I don't want them to just rehash the areas from the games. And I know they're going to, but there's also so much from the games that I want to see. I love this raid. Until next time, everybody.